What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another review. I'm super excited for this one today. We have the new Mafex Spider-Man, and this is Mafex 185 Spider-Man Classic Costume version, and it's looking dope. These are the colors that come to my mind when I'm thinking about Spider-Man. It's exactly these colors. So perfect. It kind of reminds me of the old Diamond Select figure I have, which that one's articulation sucks and he's kind of big, but those colors were what I liked. So finally have a figure with that same color palette, and I'm excited to check it out. The box did get smaller. It's pretty much the same style, same artwork, pictures of the figure, and kind of done up like a comic in the front with the Mafex 185 6-inch scale. But it is smaller, and I do like that. It takes up less room, so yeah, pretty cool. But without any further ado, let's take this guy out the package and let's get a better look at him. And here he is out the package onto the rotating platform, and he looks amazing. No pun intended. He looks spectacular. Wait, that's also a Spider-Man thing. He looks great. Wait, that's Tony the Tiger. Well, too bad. I'm keeping it. He looks great, man. Just the colors are perfect. I just love it so much. The sculpt is great. I always liked the way the Mafex Spider-Man looked. It's just at the price point, I was always scared to pull the trigger. But luckily, I found out about Ami, and I got this for pre-order. So I got it shipped for about $75, which I would have paid at least $120, $130 if I was getting it here in the States. So yeah, I think it's way worth it at that price point so far from what I can tell. So let's take a more in-depth look and check them out. All right, so let's take a look at the head sculpts next to each other so we can see the differences. As you can tell, the eyes are the big difference. One of them looks more like surprised or maybe even scared, and the other is more like serious or stern, ready to get into action. The wash on them are about the same. Maybe it's a little bit heavier on the one to the left, especially in the front. It's darker. But they're both very well done. I do like them a lot. Also, let's take a look at the hands accessories. It brings a lot of different options. Wide open hands, crawling hands, web swinging hands, the thwipping hands, some relaxed hands as well. It does also bring some other wall crawling hands, but they have the magnets attached, and also an extra pair of feet with magnets attached, which we are about to try now. All right, so let's test the magnets. And yeah, he can hang upside down. It could support the weight for sure. It does feel like it's barely doing it. If I start to shake it, if I'm hard with it, it will fall. And let's test the hands. These feel a little bit looser, but it also works. Like I said, if I start to shake this though, it will definitely fall. But it works good enough. If you have all four, it will work pretty darn well, I think. And for the rest of the accessories, here are the web effects. It does have like two long web shooting ones and then some smaller web shooting ones, a web swinging one, and then a bigger like splayed out web. So maybe that's like to cover someone's face or to look like it's attaching to something. So that's pretty cool. So now what I want to do is just take a closer look at the figure, because it is really, really well executed. I've seen a few reviews of other people who received not so great line work on theirs, and the quality control was not great. So I was a bit worried, but I'm so happy to find that mine is done really, really well. There's a little bit of blue bleeding onto the back there, but I can't find too many other spots where that happens. The lining of the webs on the suit are pretty well done too. They're a little heavier than in some spots and in others, as you would expect, but there's no blatant missing parts where I've seen that in a few photos and other videos where it just wasn't done as nice as it is here. So I'm really grateful that I got a good one. And a little bit is missing here in the back of the head, actually, but I've seen figures where the whole figure was like that. So I think I got lucky. All right, so let's go over the articulation. He can look up really well, about that much. He can look down, very good too. He could do a full 360, the head, tilt side to side very well. The neck also moves. And then the arm can do a full 360. You can go up that much, that's really good. There's a swivel at the biceps. There's a double bend at the elbow. That's really good. Swivel and a hinge at the wrist. There's also this shoulder joint here that allows you to bring the arm more forward or more back, up or down. There's a swivel and a crunch, nice crunch at the chest. There's also a swivel and a crunch down at the waist. The legs can drop down to give you more range on the kick. You can go up about that high. Double bended knees, that works good. The swivel comes up here. Mine is a little tight, but it can swivel up in that peg there. There's a swivel also and a hinge at the foot and toe articulation. So overall, the articulation on this is really, really good. It feels nice as well, nice and tight joints, and you can get into some really good poses while still maintaining the aesthetics of the figure. So really happy with this. It looks super cool and poses great. All right, so let's move on. And man, this figure is just so much fun to play with. I've been posing them around, just messing with it, and it's just so cool. The colors are just great. The sculpt, I love it. And the posability is so great too. I mean, it's my first Spider-Man Mafex figure, and I know it's kind of an older figure, but it holds up like hell, dude. It's really, really good. I wish I would have actually got one of these Spider-Mans before. It's that good. So yeah, let's move on and let's compare them next to this Sentinel Peter B. Parker that I have. And I was actually considering this Sentinel Peter B. Parker to be the figure of the year. But now that I have this Spider-Man in hand, I'm not so sure. I'm going to have to mess with them and have them side by side and see which one I really like more, because I'm pretty much torn right now. So here he is next to some Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures, the Ben Reilly Spider-Man and the Retro Spider-Man. And obviously there's way different price points here, and the quality, I think you can tell, is better on the Mafex, but that would be expected. All right, so final thoughts on this figure. I actually think it's really, really dope. I'm stoked to have picked it up because it's that good. There's no regrets here. The price point, like I said, is a little bit scary, but now that I've seen the quality and felt it in my hands, I think it was worth it. The figure feels so just high quality. The joints are nice and tight, and yet it articulates well, and they're still buttery smooth to pose. It's just really, really well done. I got a good figure as well where my quality control is done well. I don't have any real paint issues, and the lining on my suit is done nicely. So I'm just really happy overall, and I would definitely recommend you guys pick this up if you still can. Get out there and get it. It's definitely worth it. So for me, this might be figure of the year. So that's what I think about it. So that's going to be it for this review. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want. Take care and peace.